Welcome to Oceanside Yoga with Anna Kay. Today, we will be focusing on posture improvement by practicing deep shoulder and chest openers and back strengthening movements. We will start standing and take a few deep breaths together before we begin. We will begin with some simple arm circles to warm up our chest and our backs. So we'll raise our arms, pressing our arms behind us, and continue on the circle. And let's reverse the circle. Now pressing our arms back, up and around. Let's drop our arms, bringing our palms to our sides, facing outwards. We're going to do little half circles, reaching our arms out, bringing together the sides of our hands above our head, and dropping. We'll continue on that half circle. Now we'll move to a nice neck stretch. Feel free to grab a strap or a small towel for some extra support if needed. I'm going to take one arm behind my back, crossing it over. Now you can take the strap in that hand and pull it with your other so you can get length on that side of your neck. If you don't want the strap, you can hold your hand, pulling it over, and we're going to drop our head over to that same side. Get a nice deep stretch in our neck. Let's release our arms and we'll move over to the other side. Now my other arm reaching across my back, my hand grabbing for that strap or the other hand. I'm going to pull it over as far as it feels good for me, and then I'm dropping my head towards that same side. And we'll release that arm. We'll bring our arms back up, getting nice and tall, reaching overhead. And then I'm going to take one hand in the other, and I'm going to start pulling my arm up and over, bending at my elbow, slightly behind my head. And we'll stay here just for a moment, feeling how it pulls in our chest, our arms, and the side of our bodies. And the more you pull down with your hand, the further you can take the stretch. Let's move up and over to the other side. Little swap in our hands, pulling it up and over and back. Now, gently holding our hands, we're going to go back and forth. So we're going to work on mobility here as well as that chest stretch. We're going to bring it up and over and continue on that movement side to side. Pulling as much as it feels good for you. Let's release our arms, bring them to our lower backs. We're going to hold our hands and we're going to open our chest, gently pulling away. And then we're going to do some pulses here. So slowly lowering and then pressing up. Lowering and pressing. Again, press as far as it feels good for you. Use the pull in your hands to deepen it as far as you want to go. Now when you're ready, we'll release our hands and bring our fingertips together at our lower back. And we're just going to flap our wings. So we're going to pull our elbows together, fingers connected with our lower back, opening our chest. And then we're going to press our elbows forward. Pressing the elbows back, flapping our wings, and pressing our elbows forward. So we open our chest as we press back, and we stretch our shoulders as we press forward. Continue on. And we'll release. Bring our arms to our side. We will prepare for a forward fold. So hinging first from our hips, hinging as far as we can go, and then we'll release our upper body. If this feels like it's a lot on our backs, you can always bend your knees as far as you want. What you want is our lower back to release out of our hips. If we want our back to be able to release, we have to release all of the muscles that are connected to it that are going to be holding on tight. So this gets the back of our legs, this gets our hips, as well as our spine. Feel free to find some movement here if it feels good for you. You can walk your fingertips side to side, keeping your hips where they are. So you get a small side body stretch here, as well as the hip. We're going to take our hands, clasping them again at our lower backs, or we're going to do that same position as the pulsing, as we're lifting our arms. But keeping our arms there this time, I'm going to put a deep bend in my left knee, and I'm going to connect my left knee with my left shoulder. By doing this, I can open up my arms, and I'm pressing myself away in my right hip. Let's bring both legs back to center, keeping the hands together. Now I'm going to put a deep bend in my right knee, connecting my right knee with my right shoulder, pressing away with my arms, opening my chest and side of my body and my hip. Press as far as it feels good for you. Bring our legs back to center, release our hands, coming down to the ground on all fours. Okay. One of the all-time best stretches, the cat-cow. So going slowly off our own breath, as we inhale, we're going to lift the tailbone, drop the belly, and open up our chest. We want to keep the shoulders away from our ears, heart open. And then as we exhale, we're going to curve our tailbone, press through our spine, curving through our shoulders, pressing away. And let's continue on with that movement, all on the speed of your own breath. As we inhale, we open our chest. And as we exhale, we close and press through our shoulders. A couple more times here. And now that our backs are getting nice and loose, we can really press into our shoulder and back stretches with a lot more ease. Let's do one more of each. And we'll meet back at center. Wonderful. So we're going to keep the movement of the cat-cow, but only in our shoulders. So we're going to practice dropping our shoulders through our arms, pulling our chest towards the ground. And then we're going to press our shoulders away, squeezing. And we'll continue on, dropping your chest and pressing through. Continue on. Wonderful. Now staying in these all fours, our knees will stay as they are. Our hands are going to come just a little bit more in front of us and out to the side. Feel free to adjust this as you need. We're going to be dipping our shoulders down towards the ground. So I'm going to pick one shoulder, pressing it down towards the ground. My body opens towards the other arm. And then we'll bring ourselves back up and press the other shoulder down towards the ground. Doesn't have to touch the ground as long as it's reaching. We're going to come back up and keep pressing through this movement. So not only is this opening our chest, stretching our shoulders, but we're also getting mobility here. Press as far as it feels good for you. And you can always stay in each position as long as you'd like. This is your practice, so you do what feels good for you. Coming back up to center, I'm going to take my arms, now bringing them in front of me. So my hips are going to stay up into that same as the tabletop. I'm going to keep walking my hands forward, bringing my chest towards the ground. So I'm pressing through my shoulders, hips are high. Reach out as far as you want with your fingertips. And this gives us a nice deep stretch in our back. If you want more, you can also have your hands up on a block so you have more room to press your shoulders and your chest through. Let's take this a little bit further. So lightly coming up, I'm going to bring my elbows down to the ground and put my hands behind my head. So feel free to adjust your elbows as much as you need. I'm going to continue that press through with my chest. It's only a little movement, but it is mighty. So bring yourself up and then press through your chest. Bring yourself up and press through your chest. Continue on. One more. Squeezing at the bottom. And we will release. Supporting yourself as you come out. Now, we're going to move to my favorite chest opener. So let's bring ourselves down to our bellies. And we're going to bring our arms open to a T. Now, our palms are going to stay down. And I'm going to bring my right hand up next to my chest. And I'm pressing myself open and over that shoulder. So again, palm is down. The inside of my elbow is down. And I pressed myself up and over. So my top leg can come up as a kickstand. And then my right hand can stay here supporting me. You can also press yourself further open with that if you'd like. Or if you want more, you can take that supporting arm up and over your back, letting gravity take it. And we'll really sink in here. And you can really control the stretch here by how much you decide you want to lean back. So really take that stretch at the front of your chest super deep. You decide how much you need. When you're at home, you're always welcome to hold these positions as long as you'd like. Do remember though, the longer you hold them, the bigger the impact. So if you really like something or if you feel like it's helping you a lot, stay there as long as you can. We'll slowly roll out, bringing that top arm back down to support us. Rolling back down to our bellies. And we'll set up for the other side. So now my right hand is coming out to a T, palm down, inside of my elbow is down. I'm bringing my left hand in next to my chest and I'm pressing myself up and over that arm. Now my left leg comes up as a kickstand and my left hand can stay there supporting me, or I can bring that arm up and over my back to fly. When you're ready, we'll bring that top arm back down to support us, and we'll slowly unwind back down to our bellies. Wonderful. Okay, let's move on. Now I'm going to bring both hands in next to my chest, and I'm going to lift just my upper body up so I can place my elbows next to my rib cage, fingers in front of me, spread wide, pressing me away. So let's try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. I want to really open the chest here. So now this is a back stretch, but it's also a big strengthener, which we need. We can't just stretch all these areas. We also need to strengthen it so it can hold us up and help our posture. So just taking big deep breaths here and continuing to hold. You can feel it works many parts of your core and your back. Keep checking in with yourself. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're pressing. Just a few more moments here. And we'll slowly lower ourselves back down to our bellies. Now we're going to take our hands, releasing them from the ground, and I'm going to grab them behind my lower back. So we're going to come back up into that chest opener, but now we're going to use our hands pulling away from our body to lift us. Press in your arms like we were at the beginning of class. Use that to open your chest, raise yourself up. Couple more moments, building that strength. And we'll release. Well done. Let's press ourselves up and down into a child's pose. Just for a moment. Knees can be together or apart. Let our spine get nice and long. Our last pose for posture today is going to be done down on our backs. I suggest getting something like a block or of like size. We're going to place this in between our shoulder blades, and then you can also have a small blanket or pillow underneath our heads. You can also use a small blanket rolled up tightly in between your shoulder blades if you don't have a block, whatever works for you. So we're going to bring ourselves down to our backs. And I'm going to take that block or our blanket, and I'm going to take it wide and put it right at our shoulder blades. Now, if it's long, it gives you more of a spine stretch. That feels great too. But today we want to get it right on our shoulder blades to help open us up. And then we'll take that small blanket or pillow and place it under our heads for support. Feel free to adjust as many times as you need until you're comfortable. And then we're going to open our arms, letting them fall away from our body. And we're going to stay here for as long as it feels good for you. Thank you for joining me on our journey to better posture. Stay laying as long as it feels good for you. And as always, I am honored to have the opportunity to practice with you.